Hi everyone, my name is Panu and welcome back to Space Everyday. Today we are going to learn about the Artemis program. The Artemis program is being conducted by NASA and the commercial space company is contacted by NASA. The goal is to land the first woman on the moon, to be more precise on the south pole of the moon, by 2024 using the Artemis program. Long-term goals include establishing a base on the Moon and sending humans to Mars. The plan is to use the Orion Capsule, which can carry up to 4 astronauts to the Moon. The Orion Capsule consists of three main parts: the launch abort system, the crew module in the center, and the service module at the bottom. The launch abort system is used when a problem is found in the rocket or the spacecraft. The launch abort system, along with the crew module, will separate from the rocket and land safely using parachutes if a problem arises. The launch escape system will separate once the spacecraft reaches outer space. If you want to know more about abort systems, please watch my other video which is on the top right of your screen. The crew module keeps astronauts safe during their journey and provides life support. The service module provides oxygen, water, electricity as well as propulsion to the spacecraft. The Orion spacecraft will launch on the SLS rocket or the Space Launch System rocket. The SLS is a super heavy lift launch vehicle which has two stages. It is still in its development with respect to the date of upload of this video. Its Block 1 version can carry up to 95 tons of payload into low Earth orbit or LEO. Its Block 2 version can carry up to 130 tons of payload into LEO, which is subject to change. The Block 2 version can also conduct crewed missions to Mars. The Orion spacecraft will not land on the lunar surface. It will just orbit the moon. To land on the lunar surface, there is a separate system named HLS or the Human Landing System. For the HLS, NASA contracted commercial companies. Three designs were finalized. The designs were from Dynetics, SpaceX, and the National Team. The National Team is a group of companies, namely Boeing, Lockheed Martin, and Northrop Grumman. The National Team is led by Boeing. Dynetics' design was a one-stage lander which could land on the lunar surface as well as ascend from the surface. It would launch on either the SLS or the United Launch Alliance's Vulcan Centaur rocket. The national team's design was a lander with three stages, namely the transfer stage, the descent stage, and the ascent stage. The transfer stage would propel the lander into a translunar injection, and the descent stage would land on the lunar surface, and the ascent stage would get the astronauts back into the moon orbit. SpaceX's proposal was a lunar variation of Starship. Starship is being developed to carry astronauts to the Moon and Mars. Starship is still in its development stage. It will launch on a Super Heavy booster, which is also still in its development. Super Heavy will carry Starship into the upper atmosphere of the Earth, and Starship will propel itself into Earth orbit. It will refuel in Earth orbit and then go to the Moon or Mars. The normal variation will have a heat shield to re-enter Earth's atmosphere and the engines at the bottom to land. But the lunar variation will not have a heat shield since the Moon does not have an atmosphere and since it will not return to the Earth. The lunar variation will also not land using the engines at the bottom because while it lands, the engine will lift a lot of dust which can damage some components or the engine itself. So, to land, it will use high thrust RCS thrusters or reaction control system thrusters, but only while it is about 10 to 20 meters above the moon. Normally, RCS thrusters have a very low thrust, but these will have a high thrust since they need to slow down the whole vehicle, which weighs over 100 tons on the earth. So now, let's see who won the contract. Pause the video and comment down below who you think would have won the contract. Recently, just 4-5 days ago in the respect to the date of upload of this video, NASA announced the winner, and the winner is SpaceX. NASA awarded SpaceX the contract and gave $2.9 billion to develop a lunar version of Starship. NASA also has a plan of constructing a small space station in the moon's orbit. The space station is named Gateway, so the landers and the Orion spacecraft will dock to the gateway and then perform their tasks. The gateway will also serve as a science laboratory, habitation module for the astronauts, etc. That is it for today. Please like, share and subscribe for more. Thank you.